Welcome back, Cavalier fans. Today we're going to talk about preparation for a whelp. Are you prepared? If you're not, and you're panicking going, oh my God, my little baby's going to have babies, what do I do? Stick around, I'm going to tell you. Okay, so we're down here in the nursery and you can see there's two exits. I like this because when she's actually in labor, I can get to her no matter which way she is positioned. And this is smaller. This is where they're going to live for the first 72 hours. That way I can set my alarm every 2 hours and check in on them. Hi, baby Bella. Right now I have a nice thick blanket in there. That will be removed when she goes into labor. This is just so that way she can start getting herself comfortable with it, with the idea. You're going to notice the last couple of weeks of pregnancy that your dog is going to be scratching around. She might scratch your couches. She's not trying to tear anything up, or she might be going into your closet, which is the big telltale. They're looking for somewhere quiet and comfortable to start setting up for birth. So I set this up, and now she's went in there, investigated a few times, and she has stopped scratching around. She now feels safe. She knows she's got somewhere quiet and comfortable to have her puppies. So this is called the Easy Whelping System. I am not affiliated with it in any way. It's just something that I found that I really liked, because you can build it out any way you want. You saw upstairs. That's all part of the same system. I think for me, I ended up getting one big one and then a couple of small ones. And then that was enough for me to be able to create a huge habitat for the puppies to live in until they are ready to go home. I learned through my first litter that that's not necessarily a good idea to just let them run around, because you're going to have poop and pee everywhere. And also through this system, I'm able to train them to go potty on trays, which we will show you again when the puppies are old enough. As soon as they open their eyes, they are old enough to learn to start going potty on the potty trays. If you are interested and you can't wait until I am that far along, which is probably in about a month, you can go back and look through my other videos where I have the whelping potty trays, how to train your dog to go potty on the tray. It's a really great system. Little Bella goes on the trays and never has an accident in the house. She just goes, I have one little area in the house where her trays are, and that's where she goes. She does not pee on the rug or anywhere else in the house. She goes in the trays. She's very smart. Isn't that right, baby? Yes, you are. You're a very smart little girl. Yes, you are. Okay, so we are preparing for birth, and I'm going to go through each of these items, checking to make sure I have what I need. All right, so Miss Rosie's just about due, so we're going to do a little hygiene cut on her backside and on her tummy where her nipples are, so that way it's easy for the puppies and it's cleaner for her. So, Miss Rosie, are you ready? We're gonna do it. Good girl. Yes, you are. You're such a good girl. Okay, so that's what I mean. You see how Rosie, on her backside, she's got the feathering, as we call it. We're gonna get rid of that for her so she stays nice and clean. And then on her belly, roll over, baby. Let's see your belly. You can see there, we're gonna take care of this in here. We're not gonna shave her completely down, but oh, she is so full. Yes, you are. What a good girl. So we're gonna take care of that too. That's one of the things you wanna do like in the last week or so. Oh, poor baby. All right, so this is my emergency whelping kit. Some of these things you have to have, and some of these are things that you should have on hand that you don't need until you need it. So I strongly suggest all of these. First thing is pads. These you just have to have. This is part of your birthing kit. Get a bunch of these, and they're disposable, and you, every time there's a baby born, you have one of these, and after it's all cleaned up and it's nursing, you transition out to a clean one and just toss it into a garbage bag. Next thing, William is sleeping on them, but towels. Lots of towels. I use these, and after I'm done with it, I just throw it in the garbage can because I don't want to use bleach or anything like that with my puppies. So these are good for cleaning them up, getting them dry, stimulating them, getting the fluids off of their face. Really good. And you can also put these underneath too as well, keeping that puppy really dry. If you're squeamish about blood and fluids, you can use these. This is one of the items where you don't know you need it until you need it. And when you need it right now. It's a little oxygen bottle. They sell these for like hikers and people going to high altitudes or vigorous athletic type stuff. And sometimes that baby needs just a little bit of oxygen. So don't put it right up to its nozzle like this. Just put it kind of far away, and then you're just going to press it a little bit. I don't want to press it because this is really not very much in here. But you just press it and give it just a little shot, fairly close like this, and just a little extra oxygen is sometimes all that puppy needs. When are you going to need that? Your puppy, you've already wiped it down and got it dry, and it's just still looking kind of grayish. The color's not coming around. You've already suctioned it. Give it a little hit of oxygen. I've done this before, and it just completely, the puppy perked right up, and it was fine right after that. Next thing you're going to need, and this should be just part of your birthing kit, you need this every time, is a whelping calcium. Follow the directions on to the back, and it will tell you how much to use per how big your dog is in pounds. And I use it before, during, and after, depending on how long the birthing process is. So when you know that your girl is in active labor and the puppies are coming, give her some of this. And then some way in between, if it's been several hours, give her another one. And then after the babies are all born and everyone's settled down, make sure you give her another one. And not only does it give her energy, but she loses calcium. And this could actually be very serious, and you could lose your dog if you don't give her calcium. Talk to your vet more about this if you feel uncomfortable and you want more information. But whelping calcium, I very strongly suggest this. Need to have this. This is just part of your birthing kit. Have to have this. This is a bulb suction, and all you do is press it down and then release, and it will suck up any fluids that are in the nares or in the mouth. And I do this right after I break the sac and wipe off the baby, and then I get into the nares in the mouth and get the fluid out. You don't want your baby to inhale fluids. Thank you, Mia. I'm going to scoot over now. You don't want your baby to inhale any fluids that could cause pneumonia. Thermometer. You don't need a thermometer, but it's nice to have because it reassures you, yes, birth is coming. So you put this into her bum and you take her temperature, and if it drops below 99, she's going to be having babies within the next 24 to 48 hours. That draws me to signs and symptoms. Signs and symptoms of birthing. How do you know your dog is going to be having puppies? Well, she's close, right? It's around day 62. she's acting weird. She's scratching the furniture like crazy. She's trying to clean it. She's not trying to destroy it. She's trying to get it clean for her puppy. She's going into your closet, or she's going under your bed a lot. She's seeking somewhere private. She's anxious. She's up, she's down. She can't get comfortable. She's just a hot mess, as I call it. She's just very wound up and anxious and cannot calm herself down. This is actually a very stressful time for her, and it can be stressful for you too, because nobody's sleeping in the house. I know for me, we don't sleep when the dog gets like that. It's like usually like the last 24 hours, she's just so anxious and wound up. This is something you're gonna hopefully not need, but when you need it right now. This is part of emergency. Hemostat and shears. The hemostat is to clamp off the umbilical cord. This is if either your dog doesn't do it, or if she did it, but you know, she left kind of like a long cord there that could get tangled up or could tear. It's just not a good idea because it could bleed. So you clamp off the umbilical cord about 1 centimeter from the belly, really tight, and then you're going to cut. You're going to cut like this. So here's the belly, the hemostat is here clamped, and then you're just going to cut. And then you're going to hold it like this. If you think that there's going to be bleeding, or if there is bleeding, you can use one of these septic pencils. You can find these in the shaving department. They're for people after they shave and they've cut themselves. This works. All you do is dip it in a little bit of water, and then you rub it onto the umbilical cord where you cut it, and you leave the hemostat in place for a good minute, and then after that you can clamp it. Okay. So this is one of the things, when you need it right now. The other thing you're going to need, and you won't need it until you need it right now, is formula and bottles. And that is if you have too many puppies and not enough nipples, that could be a problem, right? Or if you've got a particular one, maybe a runt who is getting pushed away because the other ones are so much bigger and it's just having difficulty feeding, you need to get that puppy fed. So I just keep this on hand because I don't want to be rushing out and leaving my girl and my puppies that are newborn home alone. So this is powder, and you just follow the directions on the back, and it's good. There is an expiration date. This one says sell by 2/24. So if Rosie does not need this, we will be donating this somewhere, or maybe to one of the shelters or something. And that is our emergency whelping kit. This is how we prepare for the birth. Also, I wanted to talk to you about you being prepared. So you need to prepare yourself as well. Make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. This is actually an exhausting process if you're into it the way I am. I'm very hands-on. I love my girls and I love my puppies, and I just want to make sure that I'm really there for them. So make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. Make sure you have some food stocked up, because you really shouldn't be going anywhere for the first 72 hours. You want to keep a really good eye on mom and baby. And also, you know, just prepare yourself emotionally. It might be emotional. You might cry. You know, God forbid if you were to lose a puppy, that could be very devastating. Knock on wood, we've never lost a puppy. They're all perfectly beautiful and healthy. Right, Mia? Yes. And it's a really wonderful experience. I hope that you have a really happy, healthy birthing experience. And let me know if this helped you. Okay. Say goodbye. Bye.